way of reinforcing the idea of chi descending along the stomach channel. But also all these 3 points here, 10, 9, 8, which are only a tun apart, are usually where you find really gummy gunk in the tendons when they have a tennis elbow. Lateral epicondylitis is what the doctors and physical therapists call it, but it's not an itis. Tennis elbow is not an itis, it's not inflammation, it's an osis. So it's a breakdown in the ground substance of the connective tissue. There's no inflammation there. That's why very often people get a cortisone shot and it doesn't help, because there's no inflammation there. In some cases there is, I gotta admit, in some cases there is. But in ordinary tennis elbow, it's not an inflammatory process. It's a problem with the fascia, with the tendons and connective tissue. So, and very often there are trigger points in those muscles that are radiating pain to the elbow. So along these 10, 9, 8, or in between them, you may find what I call a gummy bear. It feels like a little lump in the tissue, right? It's tender to the touch. And if you needle that and break up that stagnation, you know, it hurts a little bit while you're doing it because you use quite a bit of manipulation. But then afterwards, the patient feels much better. Caution, there's lots of blood vessels and nerves and stuff in the forearm. So once in a while, if you're not really skilled, you'll cause a hematoma, a bruise, swelling, because you're meant to needle a muscle and you needle the artery instead, or a vein. Arteries are not that easy to pierce usually, but veins are much easier to pierce than arteries are. All right, so let's work from the other direction, and we're going to go. How many tun from large intestine 5 to large intestine 6?
3.
3 tun. And then to large intestine 7?
7 or 5.
5 tun from the wrist, right? So it's 3 and 2. So I can find 6 tun. Half of that is 3. So my large intestine 6 should be right there. But wait, I'm feeling bone. Where am I going to get a needle in here? Well, there's a little kind of a little longitudinal groove or valley in the bone right here. And that's what I'm needling when I needle this point. I'm not going very deep. It's like a 1/4 inch at the most. And so shallow insertion, I'm going to touch the periosteum of the bone. They're going to get a little nerve sensation, a little zip, like a little electric shock maybe. And large intestine 6 is which point in relation to the channel? What's its attributes?
Low point.
Low point, yeah. So the low vessels relate to blood, the blood layer of the body, the blood level. And then 2 tun further up the arm. If this is 3, then 2 more is probably right about here. Again, I'm touching bone, but here I can get in between the bone and the muscle a little bit, and that's my chi cleft point. I'm going to almost graze the bone. There's a tendon right there. I'm going between the tendon and the bone with the chi cleft point, large intestine 7. Okay, so that's 10, 9, 8, 5, 6, 7. What do we got left? We got small intestine 6 and 7. I showed you 7, so small intestine 6.
Oh, yeah. Small intestine.
Small intestine.